Men chase, boys begin, but legends they walk away. The moment you stop running after a woman, something dangerous happens. Something she never saw coming, because her entire reality shifts. You are not just removing yourself from her life, you are removing the fuel that powered her ego, and the second you stop giving her validation, attention, and energy, she begins to feel something she never wanted to feel: powerless. Have you ever watched a woman's behavior completely flip when a man stops caring? 1 minute she is arrogant, entitled, and treating you like an option, and the next minute, she is watching everything you do, checking your social media, sending "hey stranger" messages, and creating the weakest excuses to talk to you, and you stand there, confused, thinking how the same woman who once ignored you suddenly acts like she misses you. But she does not miss you, she misses the energy, validation, and desire you once gave her. This is what happens when a man understands his true power, and this is why you must walk away. But before going deeper into this brutal truth, you must recognize your value. So if you are ready to hear this truth, to the very end of this video, comment below, "I am the prize," and own it. And if you want this unapologetic truth to reach more men who need it, then hit the subscribe button, because it pushes this message to men who are still trapped in the cycle. Now the first stage begins with shock and denial. Women do not need force to influence men. They use psychology, emotional manipulation, and power dynamics to keep men trapped, and most men fall for it. Every time a woman does not need to love you or care deeply about you to control you. She only needs to keep you wanting her. This is the game she plays. She gives you just enough attention to keep you invested, just enough affection to make you feel special, and just enough validation to keep you chasing her. But the moment you try to claim her fully, she pulls away, because if you feel secure and in control, she loses power. So she holds back affection, leaves you hanging, takes longer to reply, cancels plans, becomes distant. And what do average men do? They double their effort, texting more, calling more, trying harder, which is exactly what she wants. Because the more you chase, the more control she has. But everything changes when a man becomes aware. He stops texting first, he stops calling, he stops seeking her attention. He stops trying to prove his value, and he walks away. And the moment he does, she feels it instantly. At first she acts unfazed, pretending she hasn't noticed, pretending everything is normal, but inside she is panicking, telling herself that you cannot be serious, that you will return like every other man, who eventually caves, because in her mind men always come back. She has tested this before, but this time you do not return, you do not check up on her, you do not break. And this creates the first crack in her reality. She tries to test you by liking your photos, watching your stories, sending a weak "hey" message, waiting for your reaction. She checks her phone repeatedly, hoping for your response, because if you respond, she wins. But if you stay silent, her sense of control collapses, and panic transforms into self-doubt. The second phase begins. She tells herself lies to protect her ego, insisting you are playing games or trying to make her jealous, and that you will return. But as more days pass without hearing from you, her confidence breaks. Women rarely experience rejection in the way men do. Men face rejection constantly, but women usually have options: attention, validation, and men willing to pursue them. So when a man truly walks away, she faces rejection many have never felt before, and she begins questioning herself. She looks in the mirror longer, takes more time dressing up, checks your page more often, wondering if you found someone else, because her identity is tied to feeling desired. And when a man she thought she controlled no longer wants her, she faces a truth she never expected. She wonders if she is losing her looks, if she was not good enough, if you found someone better, and she begins feeling jealousy, wondering who you talk to, who likes your pictures, who comments on your posts, and suddenly she is the one chasing. Even if she hides it, the internal chaos grows. And this is why so many women come back, because the idea that a man moved on without them is unbearable, which leads to the third stage, rationalization and rebound. Now her emotions spiral. She has gone through denial, panic, and self-doubt, and now she reaches the stage where she must protect her ego by rewriting the story. She tells herself she claims she was never really into you, or that you were too obsessed or too weak. She tells her friends she ended things even though you walked away. She creates a narrative that makes her feel like she still had the upper hand. But these stories are not for the world, they are for herself. She is trying to protect her identity, because deep down she knows she lost a man with strength, And she knows she pushed away a man who refused to be controlled, and this truth eats her alive. Instead of sitting with her emotions, reflecting on her mistakes, or improving herself, she jumps into a rebound relationship. She chooses a man who is easy to control, someone who will validate her instantly, a man who gives her attention without effort. She is not choosing him out of love. She is using him to inflate her ego and distract herself from losing you. She posts pictures, acts happy, shows off her new situation, trying to prove she has moved on and trying to trigger jealousy in you. But what she does not understand is that she cannot respect a man who is too easy. She loses attraction quickly because he does not challenge her, does not make her feel anything deep, does not have mystery or strength, and soon she becomes bored. And when boredom hits, she starts entertaining other men. She pulls away, she cheats. Emotionally or physically, she detaches because the rebound was never real, and when that collapses, she thinks of you again because now she realizes her mistake. She traded strength for weakness, power for comfort, authenticity for an illusion. She downgraded, and now she regrets it deeply. Women return not because they love you, but because they realize the grass was never greener. They return because you were a challenge, a man with standards, a man with self-respect, and by the time they figure this out, you have already evolved and moved forward, and that is the greatest power a man can have. Most men lose because they chase, they text, they beg, they try to prove themselves. But the men who walk away with confidence become the only men women truly respect, because women do not respect men they can control. They respect the men who cannot be controlled, and once a man learns this, he gains freedom, confidence, emotional strength, and the ability to choose rather than chase. Once you understand your value, you stop begging for attention, you stop proving your worth, and you stop fearing loss, because you become the prize. If you made it to the end, comment, "I am unstoppable." And if you want more men to hear this truth, hit subscribe, because this message can change lives. Be the man who walks away. Be the man who leads himself. Be the man who is never afraid to lose a woman, because once you become him, you never lose again.